Welcome back to the best weight loss podcast in the world. We have for you today your tall and dark and handsome. Tall, dark, and handsome host. It's Fatty Daddy himself, Danny Mabely. And to my right or left, or depending on where you're looking, we got John Arpino.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm doing all right. I look a little pale,
Well,
honestly.
you know, if we could just do better for the internet.
Oh, all right.
Good.
I am fantastic, guys. I am having a great day. Yeah.
I'm just bugging you. No. Hey, we keep it real. Some days are hard. Some days are harder than others. Anyways, we got a fun one for you today, folks. We're going to be talking about, will weight loss fix everything? What do you think, John? Do you think weight loss fixes everything?
Absolutely, positively not.
Yeah. I wish it did.
That'd be
It'd
really
nice.
cool.
Yeah. But the reality is we all have our things. And weight loss is one of the things that you can improve. And we're going to talk about some of the things that it will definitely improve. And we're also going to talk about some of the things that people think it'll improve and that doesn't necessarily always happen, and what you can do about it and what to expect. So, starting off, I always start off these, John. So how about you take it away with your experience with your mindset and what weight loss is going to do for you?
I really thought that weight loss was going to be like the magic pill that I was missing from my life in terms of, I guess, success in like a weird way. I thought I wouldn't have to work as hard as I was working when I was fat, in the sense of like day-to-day work life, if that makes sense. Like all of a sudden I was just going to be a better version of me, and that was not the case at all. I found out that I had to work even harder at what I was doing. But also, I thought that weight loss was going to give me more friends. In the sense, like, I've always had a bunch of friends, right? Like, I was always in the cliques and whatever. But what weight loss really did for me, actually, it eliminated people from my life. So my circle started out really, really, really wide, and it just got more and more closed in. The more weight I lost, and the more I figured out who I was going to be on the other side of this journey, right? So, like, I think a lot of us think that they know who they're going to turn out to be, right? And I know people in my life who have had a similar transformation that I have, and there was a long while where, like, they were a worse person because of the weight loss, right? Like, all of a sudden that went to their head, and they became a different version of them, and the bad qualities that they... well, maybe I was talking about you. You don't even know, bro. Maybe I was talking shit. No, I know. But yeah, so for me, it leveled some playing fields, and others it made for a rockier terrain.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, just to go off of when you said that, I pointed at myself for those listening. But yeah, that was my thing, was that I thought I was the top G after I lost the weight. You know, and I was young, and I had all of a sudden this newfound confidence, and I definitely let it turn from confidence into cockiness.
You're right.
And it showed in the type of stuff and the messaging and how I would respond to people. And looking back, it's like, damn, man, I wish I didn't have to go through that. But, you know, the thing is, like, we have to go through those things in life to learn and to grow and to mature. And so with weight loss, like, here's the thing. Like, everyone thinks that when you lose weight, it's just going to impact every part of your life in a positive way. Here's the things that it's going to impact. You're probably going to feel less discomfort and pain. That's something you can expect from weight loss, right? Mm-hmm. You're probably going to have more energy. Most people are going to experience more energy once they're, you know, less weight. They're able to move more. You know, the regular stuff that you do day to day just doesn't feel as hard to do when you're leaner. So that's another thing you can expect. One of the other things you can expect is, you know, like, I don't know, for me, this isn't for everyone, but for me, like, especially during the weight loss, now this kind of changes as you go, but during the weight loss, like, I looked forward to, like, my day of, like, getting after it. You know what I mean? Like, the journey itself. You look forward to the journey. Like, that's going to be something that's positive. For
sure.
But once you're done, the thing is you're going to be healthier, you're going to be able to do.
Now, hold on, time out. What do you mean by done? Because I don't want you to set up like this like thing that there is some hard stop to this. Because in my opinion, the journey never ends.
Well, yeah, we talked about that last week. And what I mean by done is the majority of people starting are going to have a finish line. Because you have to go, I mean, hopefully you listen to this and you're like, oh, you understand now that this doesn't finish.
Right.
But for the majority of people, they do a weight loss journey and they think they're done.
Right? Okay, I just wanted to reset that table.
Yeah. And so they think they're done. And then they realize they're not quite as happy as they thought they'd be. Like that, I feel like a lot of people go through that as like a lot of people deal with body dysmorphia. You know, seeing the old version of you, seeing your old self.
Yeah.
Like, and I dealt with this a lot, especially with social media, because I would gain 10 pounds and you'd see it a little bit in my face, and people would be like, "Oh, you're fat again," and I would I could see that and try to be like, "Oh, well, you know, things online don't." BS. Things if you are online and people say shitty things about you, you're gonna care eventually.
Yep.
You know, you can't ignore every little thing that comes your way. So you'd read those things, and then the more you read, like people telling you you're fat, like the more you're like, maybe that's who I am. You know, you start to question your own identity and who you are, and so it's even more difficult with social media. But even just in real life, like you're seeing yourself in the mirror day by day, and you don't quite see the person you thought you would, or you don't quite see where you want to be yet, even though you're actually in a
amazing
in a place
spot,
that's
yeah.
way further from the person you used to be.
Right.
So I think what the main message we want to get out of this episode is weight loss isn't going to bring you happiness.
Nope.
But it can if you do a lot of other work along the way.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, and we talked about this last week, the reason a majority of people struggle with their weight is probably like 60% food and activity, but is like 40% mental.
And
And
I
that
think there's
can
some
shift.
people where that's even more for some.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
Correct. And that can shift based on what kind of life you've had, what kind of traumas you've experienced. And there's science behind this. Like, I don't think we talked about it last week, but there's research behind like trauma and people who struggle with being overweight and
Absolutely.
the body like changing and it's how it takes on food and stuff. Like there's real research behind it. There's a very huge correlation between childhood trauma and obesity. So
Absolutely.
I think it's just important. This isn't a downer. What we actually want to do is try and remind you that there's a lot of more work that has to be done along the way if you truly want to achieve that happiness at the end.
And sometimes you have to have those hard conversations, right? In order to have a more positive outcome. Like you need to hear it. You need to hear it for everything that it's worth. And as blunt as it sounds sometimes, it's the truth, right? And I think I said this on the first episode that we ever did, but I'll say it again now. What I like to tell a lot of people who DM me or just people in my regular life who are like ready to make the change and like they're starting the journey or, and they're in the middle of the journey. I always tell them on this journey, you're going to meet 3 versions of yourself. You're going to meet your past self, you're going to meet your current self, and you're going to meet your future self. And you have to be ready to introduce yourself to all 3. When you're ready to introduce yourself to all 3, that's the real moment that you change, right? Because you're finally at a place where you can accept all your faults from back then, right? Because as humans, we're so ready to look in the rearview mirror and constantly worry about yesterday, right? And then meeting your current self is, okay, I'm the guy or I'm the girl who is going to work on the problems now to build for that future me, because I need to lay the groundwork for that version of me. And then in that journey, when you lay those bricks and you build that road, you're going to start to see that future you get closer and closer and closer and closer. And you might realize that you love that person. You may realize that you're not ready to meet that person. And there's other changes that need to be made. And I know that was really out there, but I hope that you can follow that because I truly, truly feel that way.
Yeah. I think it was something cool that got said to me last night. I met this guy who's kind of enlightened in a way, but I liked some of the things he was saying. And one of the things he said that he was like, a lot of people think this is kind of hokey pokey, but life has a tendency to throw the same issue back at you to see how you're going to adjust and learn and change.
Amen.
Right? Like, he's like, we're not meant to go through something once, because like the majority of people aren't going to have something, they're going to go to the path of least resistance.
Yep.
So when you experience an obstacle or something difficult, you're going to be like, okay, well, how can I get by this with doing as little as possible the first time? Then the next time you learn from that last one, you're like, oh, when I didn't do a lot, this just came back, and it's frustrating. So like weight loss, even for me, right? Like, I lost the weight, now I've gained it all back. You'd think that, oh, like that's the worst thing that ever possible could happen. But like, I learned so much
Yep.
from that first journey. And I've learned so much as a human and in maturity since then, that I'm much more confident now that I can keep it off, because I know there's a lot more mental work I've done, and the person I am is very different than the person I was when I was younger.
Right.
So, life is going to give you the opportunity to change and learn. It's really up to you to grasp that and do what you will with it, right?
Absolutely.
And how many times you want to go through that same thing before you do something differently. But yeah, when it comes to happiness and weight loss, like, it's something you see on social all the time. Like, it's just people are like, I lost the weight, and like I'm so excited to do it because I know I'm going to be a better me, and you are.
Mm-hmm.
But it isn't going to be as pleasing if you don't do the work necessary. And the work necessary really comes down to like what I just talked about. Like, what's the reason you got to where you are? Right? Like, for me, I know, like I talked about in the first episode, I know that for me, like, food became a coping mechanism.
Yep.
Right? Like, my mom would disappear for days, and I would be terrified, and I would put myself in front of the TV and watch movies to distract myself, and I would eat food to make myself feel good. But that's exactly what I would do. And so now, when those things come, and life happens, that's what my brain is like, hey, we know this is going to work. We know this is going to fix the issue.
Yeah.
So go back to that. And so if I never addressed and looked deep and found out those things and actively tried to improve them, then I would just be kind of, running in circles, because that's something I need to address, understand, work on, make a plan, and take action.
Absolutely. One of the things that I think being heavy and then losing weight did for me was it ruined my ability to accept compliments. And it ruined my ability to be proud of myself for the things that I accomplish. And I the day that we're recording this, I actually shared something in my story today about that. Like, it's one of my worst toxic traits. I get more of a relief that the task is done than I do of a celebrating, hey, I did it. You know what I mean? And I can't take a compliment for shit. And you've called me out about it many times in person. My boy Billy calls me out about it all the time. It's like, when someone says something good about the work that I'm doing, or just me as a person or whatever, I'll sit there and I'll be like, yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm just some jerk off. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just some asshole. Like, and I don't give myself the accolades that I actually deserve, because for a long time, when I was in the middle of losing weight, I would take people's compliments of, hey, you look really good, like you're doing a great job. And for some reason, my thick brain just flipped that into, don't give me compliments on things that I should be doing anyway. Right? Like, I should be losing weight because I'm 520 pounds and I'm going to kill myself. So don't turn around and say, you look good. Well, I should look good. I have to be doing this. And don't turn around and be like, yo, you've done this great, amazing, incredible, inspiring thing. Because to me, it's like, I gave myself no other option, right? Like, you don't come up to me and be like, yo, John, good job on breathing today. Like, those inhales and exhales, you knocked that out of the park. No, it's something I should be doing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And it's ruined it. And it's a habit that I have to this day that I work on, because there's more and more people calling me out about it in my everyday life. So even now, being 300 pounds down, I want you to hear that and know that even at this level of the journey, 9 years in, 300 pounds down, I still deal with it. I still carry the baggage, you know?
Yeah. Because, I mean, eventually, one day I'm just going to be like, all right, never mind then, fuckface.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. And then my ADHD
You're
will
not-
spin
you're
that,
not
and I'll be
gonna
like,
take-
oh, I'm an
You're not gonna take my
asshole.
compliment.
Yeah.
And screw
Nah.
you. No. For those of you that didn't know, John is a very suave guy, a very handsome man. So,
Thanks, pal.
as you sip your giant cup, nice.
My little sippy cup.
Yeah, no, but I totally get it. Like you develop some good habits and you develop some bad habits.
Yeah.
And I mean that you can apply that to anything in life, right? So it's all about just along the journey being aware of those things and choosing to work on them.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that also that I noticed the most with loss is, I mean, for me, like I dealt with sleep apnea. So like as I lose, I like undevelop sleep apnea. I know some people have it like since birth, no matter what the size you are, you just have it,
Right.
unless you get like a surgery or something sometimes. But I only have it specifically because of the amount of weight I gain.
Yep.
I gain a lot of weight in my neck area, and then that presses down. So when I sleep, it like closes my airway. So that's literally something that like I can change, and that when I worked at it, it did change, right? So there are some definitely health things for different people that losing weight are going to fix.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that is one, you know, really cool part about doing this journey is that you are improving your health, like no matter what, like for the most part, unless you have some sort of terminal illness, of course. If you have some stuff that you need to work on within your health, losing weight 9 times out of 10 is going to improve those. And I don't care what the internet tries to tell you, that is a fact. And it sucks sometimes to hear that because it's like, well, you're saying this is the solution, and it feels like it's the most impossible thing ever to do.
Right.
Yeah,
That's the point.
totally get you.
Yep.
We've been there.
Yep.
And I'm currently going through that journey myself. You know, it was impossible for a long time, and that's why, you know, these tools are options to help those who need them. You know, it's going to improve that aspect of your life. Now, with the mental thing, I had certain things that did improve. Like my confidence definitely went up. I know some people don't experience that. As far as like feeling good in themselves.
Right.
And the interesting though, the difference between then and now, and this I think is just maturity, right? Like during the journey before, I didn't at all. I still thought I was like an ugly, fat POS. You know, like that's where I was like, until I'm done. And I still somewhat struggle with that, but it's a lot less now. You know, now I'm fairly confident in who I am along the journey. You know, and
Yeah.
that helps. It makes it easier. Like we've talked about before, like I'm not a believer in beat yourself up enough until you change.
No.
Because you're not gonna solidify real change within hate and you know, disdain for yourself.
Correct.
Like
Abuse like that
build-
doesn't give sustainable results. They might give results.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah, yeah. Because that is a very good sign. If you want to know if you are mentally working on the things you need to on the journey, that's a very good sign that you might not be.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily the whole sign. Like I'm not saying that like that could just be one aspect that you struggle with, and it could be something like you struggle with your whole life. Like I just had Tony on here. That's something he's openly talked about and struggling with nearly his whole life. Is just being critical, self-critical. Like he sees himself in the mirror. He's like, "What the f are you doing? Like you're this, you're that," and that's what drives him, right? And he knows it's not good.
Yeah.
But like it just is what it is, you know. And so for some people, like that's going to be something that you have to work on more than others. Like I almost wish I had a little bit more of that because I have like I'm like, yeah, you a handsome ass big fatty daddy, you know. Like,
But the flip side of that coin to me, right? Because I suffer from a little bit of that too. It's almost like I feel like the day that I turn around to myself and admit all these great things, then that's the day I'm going to stop working as hard. And that's the day I'm going to take my foot off the gas, right? Because I'm a seeing is believing type of guy in everything in life. So if I start to see it in myself, it's not cockiness that's going to take over. It's a lackadaisy attitude that's going to take over. It's I'm already here, fuck it. What do I have to do now?
Yeah. That's like when the Mamba mentality becomes too much,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so to be happy about. Game's not finished. Game's not finished.
Game's not
Or
finished.
Series isn't finished. Yeah, no, I mean, I totally get it. It totally makes sense. Like, I understand there's going to be people who, like I said, have to constantly work on that. And like I said, like I've talked about it before, it's like almost like a win lose, because like if you're too happy with yourself, then it doesn't feel like you have to really change.
Right.
And if you're too critical on yourself, then then it feels like the change isn't where you want it to be.
Correct.
So there is a balance. Like, it's okay to feel good. It's also okay to feel bad. It's just about what you're consistently doing over time.
And I think that's also, you're a human. You're allowed to have emotions. Your emotions are allowed to change. And yeah, because I think some people forget that.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to forget. Like, the journey is so long that you may be working and thinking about something for a couple months, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm focusing, thinking about something else now.
Yeah.
You know, and like, oh, and now this came up, and now I got to work on that. And now, oh, I'm dealing with this in life, and now I'm gained 10 pounds. I'm backtracking. I'm up. Like, it's up and down, man. Like,
life is always going to throw you the battle.
Life
is always constantly going to throw you a new battle. Once you think you've overcome a battle, guess what? There's another one a coming. And that's not a negative thing, right? And that, it might sound negative the way that I just said it, but at the end of the day, I don't think that that's a super negative thing. I think that builds character, and I think it builds the type of person that you are, right? And I think the more you're battle tested, the better all around human you become.
100%. So to end this off, like the biggest thing, or at least this part of the podcast, we're going to talk about some other stuff. But this part of the podcast,
I was like, I looked at the time clock and I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just make sure, like, during the journey, you are working on yourself, and you're working on your mentality, and you're really envisioning the person you want to be at the end.
Yeah.
Quotations.
Yeah.
when you get to where whatever your goal weight or goal health is, what is that person? What do you want to be? And consistently remind yourself of that person, because that's going to make it easier to be that happy or whatever person you want to be at the end. Because if you're not consistently reminding yourself of that, then it's going to be very tough.
Absolutely. And I want to also, before we change gears here, I want to remind people that, it's okay to ask for help. Not just like saying, hey, I need help on this weight loss journey, but like help on the mental aspect of everything, right? And that's guys, gals, like, really, it's cool. You're a cooler person when you know you need to do that inner work. I promise you that.
Yeah. Ask if you need a hug, and ask those around you think need hugs.
Yep.
And give them a big, nice hug.
Hugs, not drugs.
Of course. May I hug you, John?
You can hug me. Can I hug you back, or do I have to, like, put my arms out like this?
I don't know. Yeah, you know what I saw? I posted this in my story this morning. Let's talk a little bit about nature's Ozempic.
Dude, I love it. It's so funny.
I mean, this just goes into, like, the whole kind of supplement and scam thing we talked about a few weeks ago. But
so there's tons of nature's Ozempic I've been seeing out there. Which one are you, in particular, talking about?
The Kardashian one.
Oh, I saw that one too. Hey, man.
Stop it.
It's so funny because they put the Ozempic market on fire.
Stop it. Get some help.
Well, yeah.
Leave these people alone. Stop. No, it's so annoying, dude, because you know that they are going to crush it monetarily.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
I hate it too.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Because, like, if you look at anybody in the field of Ozempic, like, it literally is not possible. Like, here, I'll pull up. Maybe I'll share this on screen too. I literally pull up so if you're wondering, you're listening to this, and you're like, but this person that is selling this product told me, first of all, if someone's telling you something, try not to listen. Most of the time. There's a good chance if they're trying to sell you on something, it's because they're trying to sell you.
If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah. Now, here we go. So, Dr. Nadolsky, who is basically one of the head clinicians in the GLP-1 space, There is not a single supplement that mimics GLP-1 agonists. Not one. Not the probiotics you're getting ads for, not berberine, and sure as hell not the Kardashian supplements. GLP-1 agonists have been designed to not be broken down readily by our body. Natural GLP-1 is broken down within a minute or two by DPP-4. I'll give you the DPP 4 times.
Whoa.
I'm so stupid.
Whoa.
We actually have pharmaceutical drugs that inhibit DPP-4 and increase our own GLP-1 by 2 to 3 times, and they do not result in weight loss. So any supplement claiming to be able to be better than this and help with weight loss is a joke.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Don't be fooled. Save your money. Spread the word. I'm spreading the word right now.
Spread the word.
Because also, Spencer, you put yo instead of to.
And that's my boy.
It says claiming yo be able to. So, spell check. But the more important thing is, dude, I just hate it, man. It's just so annoying. And I remember when I posted about, like, I one of my posts that did well about me being on a GLP-1. Like, there was a couple comments from people like, you should try this product. It's nature's Ozempic. Like, you don't have to take that gosh darn ugly poison.
That poison. They're poison in the water hole.
Don't put that there poison in your body. Drink this shake, and you'll be all right.
You're going to be okay.
I don't even know what accent that was, and I feel like people who are from
wherever there
that sounds somewhat like that are going to be like, hey, motherfucker. Hey, not people from the South or Louisiana or whatever that was are great. I love them. They're all great. But I just picture someone with an accent when I picture someone trying to
I feel like there's going to be a really long apology tour after this episode.
No, absolutely not. No way.
Oh, God. But no, so I saw, did you see the gummy bears?
Isn't that what this is?
No, so that someone came out with the gummy bears way before the Kardashians have done anything. But yeah, they're like, I think Goalie was making them.
Gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a booty gummy bear. Oh, yeah.
That music break was brought to you
I hope not. Goalie makes some good products. I hope they don't make that bullshit.
Yeah, I think. Well, then I don't want to put no disrespect on their name before I actually confirm that. But yeah,
they're ashwagandha and they're. I mean, they do the apple cider vinegar, so that's not great. But dude, I mean, if all the claims about apple cider vinegar were true, bro,
dude,
we would never have sickness. We would just. Dude. Everyone take a tablespoon of.
You know how much apple cider vinegar I was drinking when I was doing the bodybuilding prep show? Oh my!
I don't even understand how people drink that at all.
I know
it tastes like toe juice.
No, I wouldn't.
It tastes like if you had sweaty socks and you wrung them out into a cup. That's what apple cider vinegar.
So like I love sour stuff, right? And I love tart stuff and vinegary stuff. That's kind of like my jam. But like. Apple cider vinegar tastes like if you took a tequila shot and that tequila shot just uppercut in the back of the throat every time. Every time I'm like, yeah, I got it down. It's just, no, you didn't. Stiff shot to the epiglottis.
The what?
The epiglottis. The hangy thing in the back. I mean,
your epiglottis.
No, is that your uvula? The hangy thing in the back of your throat. So what's your epiglottis?
What's that? I don't know.
Wait, what is your epiglottis? That's also in your throat. I know it is.
A dangerous condition that happens when a small flap that covers the windpipe swells and blocks airflow into the lungs. That's epiglottitis.
The epiglottis is the small flap. Like when you say you drink something that went down the wrong pipe, it's because it didn't fold your epiglottis. There you go.
Yeah. Dude, isn't it crazy how many times people have done that and felt like they were about to die?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you choking your own spit's the worst.
Yep, I do it all the time.
It's like your body's just like randomly like
you're an idiot. That's what it says. Guess what you forgot how to do.
I know we're gonna kill you for it.
It's like hiccups too. Oh, you forgot how to breathe?
Like, it's just crazy. You're just standing there. You're just like, oh fuck. You almost throw up everywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
dude, that's actually funny. Maple, I was on FaceTime with her and she was like laughing, and then she went to take a drink, and I was like, careful, like don't laugh while you're drinking. And then it happened again, and she swallowed like a full. It was like
Oh,
And I was like, oh my God,
you're right.
Luckily, her mom took extra great care of her, but and she was totally fine. Like right after it happened, she was like, "I'm okay."
At least it wasn't one of those ones where it comes out the nose. That's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. No, especially like if it's like acidic.
Yes.
Drink.
Yep.
Oh man,
Yep.
that's honestly why we're just
We're vibing right now.
We were talking about this yesterday too. Like I'm not really a big drinker at all. Like I'll drink on occasion for like socially, but otherwise, like literally, I have bottles of alcohol on my counter, and I've not opened them in once in like a year.
Oh yeah, I don't drink in my house by myself. That's just weird to me.
Dude, so many people do that.
I know. No, I know. I'll drink socially.
Like, oh, I'm home. Time for an alcoholic beverage.
Not me.
Yeah,
I'll smoke. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I smoke pot. Like
I'm not gonna say no judgment because I am judging you, like 100%.
For the smoking or the drinking. I was like, wait a second. What did I say wrong?
I mean, if you come home and you have one beer, I'm not judging you that much. But if you like make it a thing of like, yeah, I got 3 beers when I get home.
No, it's like if you come home and you're like, yeah, I had 4 scotches. I'm just kind of like, word.
Just sipping on a mojito at home. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Those are for bars.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not much of a drinker, and it's just because I'm just not a huge fan. 2, I can drink a lot before I feel anything.
Me too.
And then 3, I got very intoxicated one time in my life. It was a house party after we graduated. Everyone was going away to college. We all went to this one house, drank until our heart's content, and my heart could not contend. And and I had a rough time.
It was a bad day.
I never blacked out, which I'm very thankful of because that sounds terrifying. Comment below if you blacked out what your experience was because I just can't imagine. But
I'm glad that's the comment below remark on the podcast.
If you ever blacked out, let me know. I want to hear about it, okay? What's the worst thing you've done on a blackout bender?
Not like comment one inspirational thing about yourself. No. Yes. Comment if you blacked out.
No, but I've never done it. It sounds so terrifying, dude.
The next time Danny comes to New York, I'm breaking out the good tequila.
Hell no. No, I know my limit, and I play within it.
Oh, yeah? Well, that was good.
Yeah, but I got really intoxicated one time. Didn't black out, but woke up very sick. Got very sick. Was hungover for like 2 days before I could like function. And I was like, never again. Like, it's crazy. It's wild to me that people feel that one time. They're like,
then I'll do it again tomorrow.
I'll do it for a good time. Like, you know, no, dude. Like, just,
I mean, I will say I have never.
I can't apply that to my food. So you know what?
Yeah,
fair.
That's true. If
you don't struggle with food, but if you both,
God damn, yeah,
tough. That's tough, man.
Holy,
if you're a bigger guy or a bigger person, and you also drink a shit ton, whoo, yikes.
That's crazy.
I feel you. I feel for you.
I feel for you. Yeah, that's a recipe.
I'm blessed to only have one addiction. Well, 2 if you.
I mean, I got like one addiction and a couple of vices. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're serious, but we're not that serious.
This has been fun.
I like this one.
Next episode, we should have finally our first female guest for you guys. We're going to line that up.
We are.
I'm going to line it up right now. We're just going to make it happen. You can't be sounding like you fap it after I just said we're going to have a female guest on here.
What? Wait, what?
I just said, again, you were like...
Oh, I have a pen in my hand and I was literally going like this.
Look, you didn't see the pen. I'm going to clip that.
Yeah, please clip that. Please clip that. If that's really what just happened.
You were like, oh, yeah.
No. All right, yeah, please clip that. Nope, that was just ADHD needed to fidget, or else I'd start touching my face.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have a female guest on next. The one we originally had lined up. They got sick, and I hope you feel better.
Oh yeah, hope you feel good.
Probably better by the time
this drops.
This comes out, but yeah. So look forward to that, ladies who are still listening to this point of the podcast. We appreciate you. We love you.
Yes, sir.
Stay sweet.
Stay beautiful.
Stay healthy.
Stay sexy. Stay accountable.
Amen, brother.
Toodles.
Peace.
Bye.